And I saw an interview with Sam McGee, who just said it was like David versus Goliath out there in the semi-final, and it truly was. First point goes to Denmark. This should be a fascinating encounter. Sazonov, 25 years old. Ivanoff, 28 years old. And a good start for Denmark here. They've faced each other as they're all either in their late 20s or mid-30s. They've actually played each other 8 times on the World Tour. The Danes lead by 6-2, although the last 4 meetings are tied at 2-all. That's just out. And one of those meetings was at the European Championships last year, about a year ago, where Ivanoff and Sazonov won 2 games to 1, 21-18, and actually that was the semi-final. They went on to win the European Championship. So the Russians are the current European champions. Sazonov will be worried there. That's the sort of shot that he was winning point after point against McGee, and there you see, didn't come off there, did it? He'll be a bit concerned there, as he did look absolutely unbeatable in that semi-final. Oh, and there was an example of his speed. He was like a dog out of a trap there for that serve. He was away so quick, and that's something that the Danes, who have got so much experience in this sport, will be very aware of. Serve into the net. Serve is not even off strongest point. We saw that yesterday. Little grin between Bo and Mogesen there. Bo is a left-hander. Oh, what a shot from Bo there, keeping them in the rally. It goes out eventually. Well, that was a great example of some of the Danes' superb ability on defense. That point would have been a point against most people, and somehow Bo got a left hand out, stretched out, and turned it into a good attacking shot. Good little drop shot. Wow. Well, it's not often you see the 6'6" Ivanov have the shuttle played over the top of him, and well, if he can't get it, nobody can. And it was well in at the end. Well, that's interesting. Again, Sazonov loses a little battle at the front with Mogesen. And that's where Russia are very strong. The last meeting, Bo and Mogesen won 21-19, 21-18, so really close. That was at the All England Championships, one of the biggest tournaments in the world in Birmingham, England. Bit of fortune there for Bo, who apologises. And Bo and Mogesen went on to win that event. It was the last 16 match where they beat the Russians, but only 3 points in it. When you consider there's about 80 rallies played altogether, only 3 points is very tight difference. Sorry, 5 points. My maths isn't very good. Ivanoff goes for the big one, and then it's returned with a little bit of extra on top, and Ivanoff not ready for it. The Danes showing that they are certainly a match for the Russians' game here. I think a few people were talking around the venue that they felt the Russians actually would be favourites for this final, the way that they beat the McGees. So far, Denmark have started wonderfully here. 9-3 ahead.
Hey! 10-3. Ivan.
What a start here for the Danes. 10-3. What an incredible opening. That's well left by Sazonov. In the semi-final, it was the Russians that led 10-1 and 15-2 at one stage in their first game. So they started off like a steam train in that first semi-final, but it's the Danes who are taking the game to their opponents here. Oh, good play, and that will give the Russians a bit of confidence. Ivanov gets a few of his smashes in. Such a tactical sport, men's doubles. The Danes will be very aware. They don't want to be feeding high shuttles up to Ivanov. He's got a big smash. He's a big man, 6'6". Ivanov, go and have a word with the umpire. Karsten Mogesen just said, well, I just looked up and he was serving. Well, Mogesen there having a little battle again with Sazonov, who was absolutely dominant in the semi-final. And Denmark have a wonderful start here. This could not have gone better for them. Off the edge of Sazonov's racket. Legendary Danish player, Rikke Olsen. Actually, looking at a bit of history about her, she competed in the Olympic Games.
20 seconds.
She competed in mixed doubles with Jonas Rasmussen at the 2004 Summer Olympic Games. Actually lost out to Nathan Robertson and Gail Ems of Great Britain in a very tight match. Just missed out on a bronze medal in the mixed doubles, but it's great to see Rikke Olsen here as coach of the Danish team. Oh, a misunderstanding there. Sazonov wanted Ivanov to take it. Ivanov wasn't ready, and in the end was very late onto that shot. The Russians having a little chat between themselves there. That's the return of serve is no good from Sazonov. Well, this is a complete role reversal from the semi-final. The Russians were so on top, it was almost embarrassing at times. And now in this final, when all the experts around the arena were predicting a classic, suddenly
14-5.
it's a bit of a horror show for the Danes. The Danes are doing so well, and the Russians, well, the world number 11s, have really got to step up their game, and quickly. And at the moment, they can't buy a point. Another point. Yes, the view from Sazonov, he can't believe it. He's just playing a standard shot there to the back of the court. There's nothing. And how? That's out by a long way. And Ivanov on the defense.
16-5.
Well, the coaches from the Russian side trying to calm their players down and try and get them to relax, 'cause this is one-way traffic at the moment. Well, the Danes can have a little smile between themselves. I think they realise at a score of 16-6 that this game is probably already settled. It would need an extraordinary run of points for Russia to get back in this. Sazonov to serve. And there you see the left-right combination working perfectly there for the Danes. Little tap from Mogesen there, because both of them smashing either side. Whichever side the Russians play it, you're going to get a smash back. This is quick so far. Certainly unexpected.
Want to test?
He's got a new racket on court, so just a quick
17-6.
quick knock up here.
Play.
About 9.5 minutes on the clock. Well, at the moment, neither Russian player is in any sort of form. And this sport is so quick. Well, even that was a miss hit. Came off the edge of Sazonov's racket. You could hear the big clang. Even the people on row Z here could hear this. That hit the top of the racket as he hit it. Mogesen has a little look across. Just let Sazonov knew that he heard that. And that was more like it from the Russians. Now that's the style that they want. Ivanoff with the big hit from the back. Sazonov's on the net and he's all over it. Here we go. This is what they want. And if the Russians can play like points like that, oh, what a lovely shot from Bo.
19-8.
Well, that was so clinical and precise, wasn't it? And again, another error. And the Russian pair, even just playing standard shots, Sazonov just narrows his eyes. He's trying to wake himself up there. This isn't a dream. This is really happening. Multiple game points for the Danish world number twos, and even that's in. And they can't even leave the shuttles now. And Denmark, incredibly, take the first game 21 points to 8. I don't think there's anybody in this arena who would have predicted that at all. And the worry is for the Russians is it's not just great play from the Danes, and they are playing really well, but the Russians themselves, that was well in, wasn't it? The Russians themselves are completely out of sorts here, having looked so incredibly impressive in the semi-final.
Play.
Game 2.
Service over.
And the Russians get a point on the board. There's a little grin here. The Danes are certainly quite relaxed here in this match. Danish pairing, current All England champions, as I said earlier. They play all the big events around the world. They made the semi-finals of the World Championships, finals of the US Open. They won the French Open.
Service ball goal. Service over. 2-1.
Mattias Bo says on his profile that the All England event is his favourite tournament.
Service over. 2-all.
Ivanoff and Sazonov trying to get themselves going here, trying to wake themselves up out of this nightmare. Came off the edge of Ivanov's racket and he paid for it as well. Didn't get the full length, came off the edge of the racket and Bo smashes that away. Ivanov's actually a pretty good singles player as well. He's ranked number 28 in the world back in 2013. He's concentrating more on the doubles in the past few years. Oh, what a shot from Mogesen there. Well, eventually Russia win that point, but they had to win it twice. Mogesen, superb defense, turned into attack there. That was the shot, incredible. And in the end, Russia get back on top. That will give them some confidence. They rallied hard. And in effect, they did have to win that point twice, but they did win it. Ivanov actually won the Russian Open singles at the end of last year, so he still plays quite a bit of singles. And this is good for Russia. This is the game that they like to play. The shuttle up to the back. Ivanov's ready for it. There's the big hit from the 6-foot-tall Russian. And then Sazonov is all over the response. And that's how Russia win a lot of their points. And when they're flowing, they look very good indeed.
Service over. 4-all.
Shuttle was called short. Sazonov just looks up into the heavens for a little bit of divine inspiration. Certainly not going his way.
Service over.
Well, the serve, Sazonov has got such good reactions. We've seen it a few times here in this match even. The serve, Sazonov leaves and leaps so early. He's very difficult to play against on the return of serve. Oh, one weak shot from Ivanov. And Mogesen punishes that shot. He's bang over the net. There you see this shot here. There you go. Tried to go for the drop, but
Karsten.
you just can't. And you know, what was that? Just a couple of inches too high? At this level, that's giving the point away. Well, that's well wide.
Service over. 6-5.
Yes. He's not too impressed with that serve at all. I don't think 34 years old, you've probably done a fair number of serves in your life, and a service fault called there. The racket head pointing in an upward direction. Service judge calls.
Iván.
Even Sazonov just wants to have a little discussion about it, about the rules of badminton. Probably not the time nor the location really to be doing that. 6-all. And this is a better game here for the Russians. They're well in this. That was good. Sazonov was leapt on that one again. But this time, the reaction from Mogesen was quick. I'm sorry if this is not entertaining enough. Another Russian female players here.
Service fault called.
And another service fault.
Service over.
That one was above. That wasn't. That was actually the shuttle being above the waistline. I think he's right as well. The waistline defined as the bottom rib. Just drawing a line, horizontal line from there.
Service over.
Sazonov shakes his head.
8-7.
He's probably feeling a little bit like how the McGees were feeling yesterday. Just not sure really what they can do to change things. Danes are playing a very tactical game here. That one was well watched out by Mattias Bo. They obviously know that Ivanov wants to be playing the big shots at the back, and they're just rallying a lot more around the front of the court. The pressure is much more on Sazonov. That's well left out.
10-7.
And Denmark have just moved in from 7-all. That's 3 points in a row for the Danes here. And the alarm bell starting to ring for the Russians. Sazonov was very quick on that serve again. This time the net actually helped the Danes out. And Ivanov, that shuttle hits the edge of his racket. You heard the clunk again. Just trying to rush his shot. Well, all the talking has to be done on the Russian side here. Rickard Olsen comes out to talk to her players, but she'll be thrilled having seen them take the last 4 points and go into an 11-7 lead here at Baku Sports Hall. Well, considering these pairs have had such close matches over the years, I'm looking down a list of all their head-to-heads, and every game is close. We've had 21-17s, 21-18s galore, 25-23. They're always tight matches. And this is probably, out of all those meetings, this, so far, is actually the most comfortable score for the Danes that we've seen so far. And even their last meeting at the All England Championships was 21-19, 21-18 to Mogesen and Bo. 4-point lead.
Service over. 8-11.
And the Russian pairing, well, interestingly, they call yes when they scored a point, but they know it's important to try and hang in there. Next few points are key. Well, put a high one up for Ivanoff.
11.
And you're asking him to smash almost a perfect back-front doubles combination, these two. Ivanoff so big at the back, 6'6", smashing for fun, and Sazonov with cat-like reflexes.
Service over.
A clinch of the fish from Bo.
12-9.
His return hits the net and just creeps over, and Sazonov can't do anything about it. Tries to put some good distance on it to the back. Denmark back on the roll. And that's in. Well, interestingly, in the match in the semi-final, the Danes had real trouble on their own serve. They won 16 points and lost 26 points off their own serve. And just looking on this list, they've completely turned the tables around, and they're winning so many more points on their serve. Now, that was going to be considered one of the crucial points, but a lot of those points have been won like that with errors from a Russian racket. And we're getting to crucial points here now. 14-9, a 5-point lead midway through this second game. Sazonov does brilliantly there. And again. Oh, goodness, it was the rally of the match, but Sazonov totally miscues a smash shot. That was a really basic error from Sazonov there. And he's in a bit of inner turmoil, isn't he? So much so that the chair umpire had to call him to receive his serve. He's really not in a good place at the moment.
Service over.
Mogesen smacks that right onto the top of the net. Russia have to score points quickly now. (15-10) down. 6 points needed for Denmark to take gold.
Service over.
And, well, Sazonov really is not in a good place at the moment, has he? That was, by his standards, that was very poor.
Service over.
Now Mattias Bo makes a mistake.
11-16.
And the Russians have a lifeline. 34-year-old left-hander tries to go cross-court to Ivanoff and gives himself a good telling off. even Sazonov. That's a bread and butter shot for the Russian. How amazing 24 hours makes. He looked absolutely invincible in the semi-final yesterday. Oh, great rallying from Denmark. They are really bossing these rallies now. And notice that they're just not putting up the high ones for Ivanoff to smash down. They're keeping the play very... They're keeping the play very compact. Well, the Danes can have a bit of a giggle with the chair umpire. Obviously know each other very well. And that, actually, that little bit of humour also goes to show that the Danes think they've won this. Well, this is the moment now. Seriously, in this second game, the Russians need to get at least 3 or 4 points to get it back to around 1916. Well, there's one. There's a 3-point. But they need another 3 or 4 before the Danes score. As they're literally just 3 points away from taking this gold medal here. Even off to serve. Oh, goodness. What a time for a service fault. And, well, the Danes, hats off to them there. They actually said that they'd moved, they weren't ready, have to serve again. Great play. Great play and great attack from the Danish team. Their tactics have been absolutely spot on in this match. And if there's anything, there's a lesson here as to how to play and how to adapt your game and not play to the strengths of the opposition. Probably count the number of smashes that Ivanoff has had on the fingers of one hand in this match. It's all been at the front of the net. Sazonov's had an off day. And incredibly, after just 27 minutes on the clock, we have 7 gold medal points for Denmark. It's out. Denmark have taken the gold. Incredible result here at the Baku Sports Hall. A match, the result of which you could not have anticipated at all. Boa and Mogesen win 2-0. They go through with the whole tournament without losing a single game. And in fact, looking through their list of scores getting here.
Won by Karstен Mogesen and Mattias 21-8, 21-13.
21-8, 21-13. They've had 4 matches of the 6 they've played, which have been much closer than that. It was quite a comfortable victory for the Danes. It's been an incredible tournament here. 31 men's doubles matches, and Denmark, who've got such a history in this sport, in European badminton, have taken the gold, and the world number 2s came here, and they've meant business. They've beaten the European champions and beaten them easily. And that result, I think, when you look at the consequences of world badminton, I think that result will actually send a few shockwaves around, because that was absolutely comfortable. And it meant a lot to the Danes. You could see the celebration. Rikke Olsen there, big grin on her face. Lovely to see Olsen again in the coach's chair. Well, Sazonov had an off day today. Or was it the Danes that didn't let him play? Denmark take the gold in superb style. 21-8, 21-13.